So here's the truth about blockchain jobs in 2025. No. 1. It's not all about coding. There is this idea that you need to be a coder to get a job in the blockchain space, but that is just not true. Actually, by 2025, over 80% of blockchain jobs won't even require any tech skills whatsoever. This is because the entire Web3 industry is just growing so fast right now. We're talking about thousands of new projects, protocols, and startups popping up every single month, and they all need general business roles to keep things moving. So we're talking about marketing managers, content writers, operations, legal, compliance, customer success, etc. And since many of these roles are brand new, no one really has all the answers. So if you know what you're doing in one of these fields, then you will definitely land a job in the Web3 industry. Now, number 2, high-demand non-tech roles. So let us take a look at some of the most in-demand non-tech roles that you could start applying for right now. No one. Community manager. Now, this is actually one of my first jobs in this space back in 2021. So I helped out a major crypto exchange with their community management. Basically, you would engage with users on Discord or Exec, answer questions, and direct them to the right resources. The key skills here are communication and patience. As a community manager, you must be able to communicate clearly and effectively with a wide range of people from beginners to experts. You also need to be very patient as you'll be dealing with all types of users, including those who may be frustrated or confused. Now, the pay is pretty decent for this role. We're talking about anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000 per month, depending on your experience and where you are in the world. No. 2. Content creator/writer. Now, this is another role that I've personally held. I've been writing about blockchain and cryptocurrency since 2017. And this is basically where you explain complex blockchain tech in simple language for everyone else. And the reason why this role pays so well is because there is an insane amount of jargon in the space. Most people don't understand what private key, seed phrase, or public key means. And investors lose millions of dollars every year, simply because they don't understand the tech that they're reinvesting in. So good content writers, and indeed all technical writers, are highly sought after in the Web3 industry. Now, this is more of a freelance type of role. You can expect to make around $1,000 per article. Now, it depends on your experience and where you are in the world. I know people in India who do this for much less, but over in the US and Western Europe, you can command a pretty high price for writing articles about blockchain technology. Number 3. Partnerships manager. Now, this is a role that is gaining a lot of traction lately, and basically you'll be helping other companies grow by setting up collabs and partnerships. For example, maybe you know a platform that helps onboard new users into Web3, and you know a wallet provider that wants to reach more users. You can connect these two companies and facilitate a partnership deal. Now, you do need a code for this, but it does help if you understand how the tech works, so you can speak the lingo. But the biggest skill for this role is your ability to network and find mutually beneficial deals for both parties. It's a very interesting role, and the pay is pretty good too. I've seen partnerships managers making upwards of $5,000 per month. And again, it all depends on where you are in the world. No. 4. Product manager. So this is a role that I currently hold within my company. So we're rebuilding a web app that helps onboard new users into Web3, and our product manager makes sure that we hit all of our milestones without having to code. Basically, a product manager keeps track of everything that needs to be done and makes sure that everyone is working towards the same goal. So in order to become a product manager, you do need to understand how the tech works, but you do unnecessarily need to be able to code. Again, this is a role that is in super high demand right now, and you can make anywhere between $4,000 and $10,000 per month. And last but not least, support or customer success. Now, this is a role that I recommend for anyone who is just getting started in the Web3 industry. Basically, you re-guiding people as they navigate different web apps and dApps. And the key skill here is patience. Most people in Web3 are complete beginners, and they don't understand how to interact with decentralized applications. So sometimes you do need to walk people through step by step, and oftentimes, people just want to talk to a human being, because it can be quite overwhelming when you first enter the space. Now, these roles are mostly part-time, and you can expect to make around $2,000 per month. But as you grow in your career, you can easily earn upwards of $5,000 in this field. No. 3. Remote and global. Now, this is one of the best things about working in the blockchain industry. Just about every role is fully remote, and most companies pay in crypto. This means that you can literally work from anywhere in the world, and you do need a college degree. All you need is a killer portfolio and proof of work. And yes, there are some jobs that do require certain degrees, but they're few and far between. Most employers in the Web3 industry care about your past work experience and whether or not you can solve problems. They don't really care about what piece of paper you have hanging on your wall. Now, before we go any further, please consider following if you haven't done so already. Alright, number 4. Tools you should learn. Now, there are some tools that you should definitely learn. If you want to break into the Web3 industry, and I'm not talking about coding tools or development tools, I'm talking about general tools that will make your life easier as you're navigating the space. So the first tool that I recommend is Notion. So Notion is a great tool to organize your team and documents. It's kind of like Google Docs on steroids. So almost every company in the Web3 industry uses Notion in some shape or form. The second tool that I recommend is Discord and Telegram. So these are the main tools that you use to manage online communities. Almost every project in the space has a Discord server, and many of them have Telegram groups as well. So it helps to learn how to navigate these platforms, as there's usually a lot going on. Next up, we have Mir Zeiss and Paragraph Zeiss. These are two great tools for writing and publishing on the blockchain. So instead of writing on Medium, you can publish your articles on Mirror or Paragraph. This way you can earn money by writing, and the articles are also stored on the blockchain, so they re-censorship resistant. Now next up we have Lens Protocol and these are two new social media protocols that could very well be the future of decentralized social. So it helps to start experimenting with these platforms early on. And last but not least, MetaMask and Wallet Connect. Now these are two tools that you use to navigate dApps like a regular user. So you don't need to build anything, you just need to know how to use the end product. Now, speaking of navigating dApps, it can be quite hard to find blockchain jobs in the first place. So let me tell you where to look in number 5. Here are 3 great places to start looking for blockchain jobs. Number 1, Web3.career. This is a great job board that lists hundreds of open positions in the Web3 industry. Then we have CryptoJobsList.com. This is another job board with a similar mission. And finally, we have Remote3.co. Now this is my personal favorite, as it only lists fully remote positions. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in working with my team, then feel free to apply on our careers page. Alright, and the final tip is how to stand out without coding. So it's pretty hard to break into the Web3 industry without any relevant experience. So here are a few ways to stand out from the crowd without knowing how to code. First and foremost, build a crypto-literate Twitter or X profile. So share your thoughts about the industry, engage with others, and build an audience. Secondly, publish content on Substack, Mirror, or Paragraph. Now, this is a great way to share your knowledge with others and establish yourself as a thought leader in the space. Then we have volunteering at Do. So there are tons of decentralized autonomous organizations in the Web3 space, and most of them need volunteers to help out. You can offer your services on a platform like Board, XYZ, and gain some hands-on experience. And finally, contribute to forums. So there are many blockchain forums out there where you can share your knowledge and help others. One of my favorites is Governance, XYZ, where people discuss all things related to DAOs. Alright, so that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this video, please follow and check out my newsletter where I share more insights about the Web3 industry.
Web3 sounds confusing, right? But it doesn't have to be. No jargon, no BS, just real talk. This is Web3 in 100 seconds. Hey everybody, it's me. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my channel where we learn to own and build wealth together. Let's jump right in. So what is Web3? Well, let's take a look back in time. Web 1 was the early internet. Think websites with pages and pages of text and images, right? Static stuff that you could only read. Web 2 is where we are now. Social media, apps, YouTube videos, user-generated content, things you can read and write. But here's the thing, despite all the amazing benefits of Web 2, big companies own everything. They own our data, our content, even our identity. Web 3 is different. It's where you own everything. With Web 3, you control your data, your identity, your digital assets using something called blockchain. Now we'll get deeper into blockchain and how all these pieces fit together later on. For now, just understand Web 3 is about ownership and control. You can actually own things on the internet like money in crypto wallets, digital art in the form of NFTs, and even in-game items that you can trade or sell in online games. And when I say own, I mean truly own. Not like when you post something on Facebook and they let you share it with friends or family. With Web 3, you control your wallet instead of logging in through Google or Facebook. So no middleman, your data isn't farmed for ads. It's yours. And the best part, this is just the beginning. If you thought the metaverse was crazy, Web 3 has the potential to change the world in ways we aren't even imagining yet. So let's take a look at some of the tools that power Web 3. First, we've got blockchain, the tech that underpins it all. It's essentially a giant global record book that keeps track of every single transaction across the entire network in a decentralized way. Basically, it's a way to keep everyone on the same page and ensure transparency. Every piece of data is stored in blocks that are linked together in a chain, hence the name blockchain. And because it's decentralized, multiple people can view the data in the blockchain, but nobody has complete control over it. Next, we've got crypto wallets. Think of these like bank accounts, but for Web3. Wallets are used to store, send, and receive cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many others. Popular options include MetaMask and Trust Wallet, and having a wallet is kind of like your Web3 ID. It allows you to interact with various Web3 services and applications, and it's also the key to unlocking your digital assets. Wallets use private keys, a unique string of characters that allow you to access your funds. It's important to keep your wallet safe. If someone else gets their hands on your private keys, they can drain your wallet completely in seconds. Smart contracts are another crucial aspect of Web3. Now, these are basically digital agreements that allow two people to enter into a legally binding contract without the need for a middleman like a lawyer or financial institution. Smart contracts are like apps. They run automatically based on the terms of the agreement that both parties have agreed upon. This allows for greater efficiency and transparency in transactions, making it easier than ever to do business online. Many decentralized applications or dApps run using smart contracts, including DeFi, which stands for Decentralized Finance, and DAOs, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organizations. We'll go deeper into these in just a minute. And finally, we have tokens, which are essentially digital assets that represent some form of value, ownership, or access. Tokens can be used to represent pretty much anything from cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Ethereum to digital artwork and even voting rights in a decentralized organization. Different tokens have different purposes, and they're all based on blockchain technology, which makes them easy to trade and exchange. Okay, so that's some of the basic building blocks of Web3. Now let's see how they come together to create real-world applications. Imagine a world where you can play games and actually own the items you collect. With Web3, it's possible. Gamers can buy, sell, and trade in-game items like weapons, skins, and even virtual real estate. One popular example is Axie Infinity, a blockchain-based game that lets players collect and trade unique digital creatures called axes. Each axis is represented by a non-fungible token or NFT, meaning that each one is unique and can be traded for real money. But it's not just about collecting. Players can also earn money by playing the game and competing against each other. They can battle each other's axes to earn in-game rewards that can then be converted into real-world currency. Other games like Decentraland let players buy and sell virtual land that can be used to build and monetize experiences for other players. Sending money around the world is usually expensive and time-consuming, but Web3 makes it possible to transfer money instantly and for very low fees. Instead of relying on banks or other financial institutions, users can simply transfer cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum directly to each other using their wallet addresses. This makes it easier than ever for people around the world to do business together. Content creation is booming, and Web3 provides new opportunities for creators to make money directly from their fans without relying on middlemen like sponsors or ad agencies. Creators can issue their own tokens that their fans can purchase, giving them direct access to a new revenue stream. And because these tokens are based on blockchain technology, creators can easily track who owns what and ensure that they're fairly compensated for their work. Additionally, Web3 makes it easier for creators to engage with their fans by creating decentralized communities where fans can vote on creative decisions and even earn rewards for their participation. Decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs are another exciting development in Web3. These are groups of people who come together around a shared goal and make decisions collectively using smart contracts. DAOs can be used for a wide range of purposes, from funding open source software projects to organizing social movements. Members of a DAO can contribute funds to a common pool, which can then be used to support projects or initiatives that align with the group's goals. By using smart contracts, DAOs can ensure that decisions are made fairly and transparently with everyone's interests in mind. Token holders can vote on important matters and decisions affecting the DAO and earn rewards for their participation. Okay, so those are just a few examples of how Web3 is transforming industries and creating new possibilities. But why should you care? Why does any of this matter to you in 2025? Well, let me tell you. More apps and platforms are going Web3 native. Take social media, for example. Platforms like Mastodon and others are building decentralized social networks that put users in control of their data and content instead of relying on centralized platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Then there's gaming. As we mentioned earlier, blockchain-based games are becoming increasingly popular and offer new opportunities for players to earn money and own digital assets. AI is also changing the game when it comes to Web3. Imagine AI-powered applications that automate complex tasks, analyze blockchain data to provide insights, and even create personalized Web3 experiences. With AI and Web3 combined, the possibilities are really endless, plus major brands are getting in on the action too. From Nike to Adidas, more and more companies are exploring the use of NFTs and other Web3 technologies to engage with customers and create new revenue streams. Even governments are taking notice with initiatives like the European Union's Project Tangle and the United States Project Terra, aimed at exploring the use of blockchain technology to improve public services. And major players like Apple, Google, and Microsoft are integrating Web3 into their products and services, recognizing the importance of this technology in shaping the future. Whether you're a gamer, a creator, an investor, or just curious about the future of technology, understanding Web3 is essential to staying ahead of the curve. The skills and knowledge you gain along the way can become career superpowers. All right, enough talk. Let's get practical. How can you get started with Web3 today? First, set up a free wallet like MetaMask, Phantom, or OKX Wallet. This will allow you to interact with Web3 applications and manage your digital assets. Next, explore some dApps like Uniswap, OpenSea, or Lens Protocol. These decentralized applications offer a range of services from tokenized finance to NFT marketplaces. Finally, follow Web3 creators and communities to stay up to date with the latest trends and developments. You can also check out the resources section below for more guidance. Getting started with Web3 doesn't require thousands of dollars. You can start small, learn by doing, and gradually build from there. Just remember to always do your research, stay informed about the risks involved, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. So now you know what Web3 really is. It's not the hype, but the why behind it. A world where you own your data, control your identity, and can participate in the future of the internet. It's a brave new world for sure, but it's also one that's full of opportunity for those who are willing to embrace it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, take care and happy web. 3 learning.